We can move on to our next match, the Intercontinental title match, a hard-hitting affair. I just felt like between these two, I thought it was a good match, but after we saw with that WrestleMania, of course, with the triple threat with Sheamus, Clash at the Castle with Sheamus, and that type of big match feel, I just felt like this fell short of expectations, but it was a hard-hitting affair. What do you guys think about this one here? As Gunther got the win.
Yeah, I think this match suffered from something that I actually did last week when we made our predictions. I think I initially had said that, well, if Gunther had banger matches with Sheamus, that he's definitely going to have a banger with Drew, because especially Drew is a better athlete than Sheamus. So imagine what Drew and Gunther could do. And I think by doing that, I kind of put higher expectations on the match that kind of sunk the match in a sense. It was still a great match, but it was nothing compared to. It was a great match, but it still wasn't nothing compared to what we saw at Clash of the Castle with Sheamus. Nothing compared to the triple threat at WrestleMania. I mean, you could definitely see that. I guess when you look at the quality of the matches, I guess Sheamus's brawlic style matches better with Gunther and therefore produces better matches. Sometimes, being the extra physical guy versus the guy who's has some athleticism to him, style wise, you might not get the match that you're looking for. And I think that's why a lot of people look at this match and are saying that it wasn't as good as it could have been. But I did like the psychology of the finish, though. When Gunther hits the splash on the top, realizing that it's going to take more than this to beat this guy. Literally hit him with every finishing move he has to finally beat him. So psychologically, I like the finish. But I just think we all as fans put high expectations on the match, and when they didn't reach our expectations, and it kind of came off disappointing to us, but it was still a good match.
So what Brian is saying is that it's his fault for putting too much pressure on Drew.
Yeah,
and
I was
why he
thinking
didn't
that
perform.
I was thinking that.
Do we need to get back to the tape again for us to talk about how we all put expectations on this match?
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking the exact same thing. So if you want to blow somebody for this not a dud, but this how would they say it on WWE 2K? Like it was good. Like it didn't get the amazing.
Yeah, it was
star
like
rating.
you get good. You get good booking, not amazing booking. I don't know. It's like this match was missing something, and I think this kind of felt like not. I forget which. Whenever Seth and Finn last kind of wrestled, it was like, like we were expecting more from this match, and I feel like that's what kind of happened with this match. Even though the Seth, we're gonna get into that later on, that match was probably way better than their last encounter. But I don't know, maybe because they haven't really gone against each other, maybe. But I think we thought just because Sheamus had that banger, we thought, well, Drew's definitely gonna have a banger because he's just another monster. Whatever, but I don't know. Maybe it's just it could be the whole no direction thing for Drew and him still not signing the contract, or I mean, it did what it did. Made Gunther look strong. The fact that he got it clean, I'm actually surprised. I really would have thought Imperium would have came out and helped him win, and like screw him over, and we get that heel turn finally. But I don't know. The fact that I get that Gunther is like a beast right now, him kicking out of a Claymore. I was like, oh shit, because I thought when he hit that Claymore, I was like, oh, that's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm like, because you don't ever see really anybody kicking out of that. I don't know. I feel like
very, very.
Yeah, I feel like maybe if Imperium might have been involved, it might have added more to his element, I guess, or could have even led to another rematch, I guess. But him just beating him clean is like, all right, well, I guess Chad Gable's next, so we'll see. Ian, I actually do like.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah, I like that Chad's actually getting a shot, and they're finally showing this man's athletic ability, which is fucking crazy, So hopefully that goes well.
I'll say this about the match. I did like the finish, how he fell off the rope, got hung on the rope, got the splash, got the lariat, and then they got the powerbomb. It kept Drew looking strong. Like, it took that much to put him away. It actually showed the smarts of Gunther. So I think that helped him out both in a way. But it's just like, when you think about Intercontinental matches at SummerSlam, you think of Bret Hart, British Bulldog, you think about all these other guys that had types of matches like that. Clinics, like even the Rey Mysterios and Dolph Ziggler's and those type of matches that were just bangers. It's like, this was just a different perspective in a different match like that. And it's like, you thought that you were going to get something on the level of that, and it just wasn't. And that's like, and it's like, both the guys were going at it. Like, there were big, impactful moves, hitting the hell out of each other, but it just didn't come together how it felt. And I think, as Brian was saying, as Lewis was saying, like, just the expectations of this match were just so high. Like, okay, we're going to get a banger here. And it just kind of fell a little bit short of expectations on that. So it was a good match. I think the right guy was it. But we'll see what happens with Imperium going forward. Of course, as you mentioned, Chad Gable's getting that matchup. We're going to see what happens with Drew McIntyre. We haven't seen him. I don't believe he was on Raw. But yeah, we're going to see what happens. We're going to see what. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like there's no follow up. Drew's just gone. So we'll see what happens with that going. Let's get into